What's up, everybody? This is James at the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2020, and this is your weekly comic book pickups video. Every week, I pick up my boys at least one comic each. I pick up my daughter Gracie some as well, and I always pick up my comics at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comics, go check out that shop, and while you're over there, check out the toy department, all right? Let's jump in. Okay, True Believers is still doing the criminally insane thing, I guess to tie into the Ruins of Ravencroft storyline that's happening right now. So each one of them says they're criminally insane, and then it features the villain that appears in the book. So I think last week we had one that was Masters of Evil and a Moon Knight one. This time around it's an Iron Man issue, and it's got Mandarin on there. There was also a Spider-Woman one that came in. I didn't grab that one because the boys have never been that into Spider-Woman, so I didn't bother with it. And I believe that was the only two True Believers, but this is the one I got. These are, of course, $1 reprints of classic Marvel stories, and this one reprints Tales of Suspense 50 and 55, the Iron Man features in those books, and it tells you all about the Mandarin. So there's just some classic. Oh, let's tell who did it first. Come on now. Come on now. Written by Stan Lee, illustrated by Don Heck. Stanley and Don Heck for the second part as well. And we've got some classic Iron Man versus the Mandarin stuff going on. Pretty cool. Okay. This one's for Gracie. This is Dollar Comics from DC. This is kind of the same deal as True Believers, where it's reprints. These don't so much tie into anything that's going on. It's just classic DC stories that they're doing for $1. This one, of course, reprints Harley Quinn's first appearance in the comic books from Batman Adventures number 12. And somewhere in my comic boxes, I have this issue somewhere. It's kind of big money now. But I just bought it because I was buying Batman Adventures at the time. So this is her first appearance. Batman Adventures was an amazing comic. Kelly Puckett, Mike Parovic doing the duties on this one. It was so good. Such a great read every month. It was in animated style, and it had sort of animated takes, or animated storytelling, basically, where it followed in the same universe as the Tim universe, the Bruce Timm animated universe. But it wasn't direct adaptations of things you saw on the show. These were just stories in that vein. And they would do this thing where at Act 3, they'd have the 3 acts for each book. Man, I loved this comic. If you ever have a young people that you take into a comic shop and they're asking about Batman, always hit the Batman Adventures back issues, because it was Batman Adventures, Batman and Robin Adventures, Batman Gotham Adventures. All those were super fun. Most of the issues you can find pretty cheap, and it's a great read for kids. Most of them were also self-contained stories, so you just have to read just the one issue, and you wouldn't have to read a bunch of stuff beforehand. So, awesome $1 reprint. She'll dig that because she likes all the girl superheroes, obviously. And then we've got a Marvel facsimile edition of Incredible Hulk 180, which is the first cameo appearance of Wolverine. Now, these facsimile editions are different than the True Believers in that they're direct reprints of their original versions. In the True Believers, you get a lot of current ads. In the facsimile versions, you get these same vintage ads. So, like, stuff like this is reprinted. So these are as direct as you can get to having the original issue, with all the original advertisements and stuff in place. Now, I have Hulk 181, which I'm pretty proud of. I do not, and this is the thing that'll get you. A lot of times on these vintage books, these will be taken out. So when you hear like a vintage book where it says stamp cut and the price is much lower, my Hulk 181 has the stamp cut, but I don't really care that much, but it truly affects the value, because back then, people would clip them out and collect them. Because back then, people didn't think of comics as going to be like this big, big thing later on. So yeah, these facsimile editions are fun, and there's your cameo of Wolverine. So this is actually the true first appearance of Wolverine, but since it's just one panel, Hulk 180 doesn't go for near the money that Hulk 181 does, which is the first full appearance of Wolverine. One of these days I'm going to get Hulk 180, though. I'm going to do it. This one's for Gracie, Disney Frozen number 3 from Dark Horse Comics, $3.99. Lead up to the Frozen 2 story. I've said this before, but we said this a lot in my house. Gracie saw a commercial for Frozen 2 a while back, and I was in another room, and I could hear her go, "Frozen 2? Get here, baby!" So whenever we see something Frozen, we're always like, "Frozen 2? Get here, baby!" Yeah, she's dug this so far. She likes it. She loves the Frozen characters, and this is a prequel story to the Frozen 2 movie, which is not as good as the Frozen 1 movie, in my opinion. This is by Joe Caramagna and Veronica Di Lorenzo, Kawaii Creative Studios. Yeah, if you like the Frozen movies, you'll like this comic. Look at it. Really cool art style. I like this a lot. Good interpretation of the Pixar stuff. That is Pixar, right? Frozen 2? Is that Pixar? Or is that just Disney? I guess that's just Disney, isn't it? So it's a good interpretation of that. This one's for me and the boys. Napoleon Dynamite #3. All three of us are reading this. This is by Guzman Vertigo, and Malungo, all that stuff. $3.99. And this is just a comic that features Napoleon Dynamite in a storyline where it appears that they're accusing Pedro of cheating to win the class presidency. There's some kind of murder mystery thing going on with Uncle Rico. Look at that. Rex Kwon-Do. It's a funky art style, but it works for Napoleon Dynamite. And it's a very wordy comic, too. It's very dense in the reading. So be prepared for that. But if you like the movies and you like the cartoon, you'll probably like this. This one's for Keaton. Venom, The End, #1. They're doing all these The End books, where it's like the final stories, I guess, of the characters. I haven't read any of them yet. I know there was a Miles Morales one last week, and then a Venom one this week. So I grabbed this one for Keaton. It's $4.99. Let's see who the creative team is. I can tell you on that page, apparently. Time zero. 1.8 trillion years later, the final extinction of all biological life in the universe. Okay. Man, how about just a creative team? You know? So you get all this stuff where it's like point in time. This is kind of a weird book. Ops time. I don't know about this. I don't know if they're all like this or what. There's a lot of like time stuff pointing places. I just got it because he likes Venom. But I don't know, man. This is kind of all over the place. Might be kind of fun, though. I kind of like these dense, all over the place stories now. Adam Warren, Jeffrey Chamba Cruz. Who knows? If you guys read the Miles Morales The End, let me know if it's like that, because I didn't pick that one up. This is for me. Ruins of Ravencroft, Sabretooth. So this Ruins of Ravencroft, I guess, is all about this treatment in Ravencroft of all these supervillains or something. I got this one because it has the first appearance costume Wolverine on the front. I judged this book by its cover. I like Sabretooth. I'll give this a try. Let's see. After the events of Absolute Carnage, the Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane was decimated, but reconstruction efforts are already underway thanks to a donation from Reed Richards. Richards is not alone in his interest in the facility. Regardless of his intent. Jonathan Fisk is not the elements of secrets. There's more to Ravencroft itself than anyone in the Marvel Universe knew, including a long-abandoned subterranean research wing of the hospital, replete with horrors unseen for decades. Frank Thierry, Angel Unzueta, and Guillermo Sanada. Okay. So 2 art teams, 1 modern and 1 in the flashback sequences. I like when they do that, so you can distinguish flashbacks from the normal stuff. Alright, so Wolverine. Is this Wolverine? His arm's been chopped off. Alright. I'll check it out. No X books this week. That's as close as we got to an X book. There were no X books, no Star Wars books. There's something else where there was usually something for it, and there was nothing there. Lastly, we have this book for Blaze, which is He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse, issue 3. This one crosses over He-Man from different dimensions to take out the anti-Eternia He-Man, who's going through other dimensions and kind of killing off He-Man and taking their power. And it features very heavily the 1987 movie He-Man, which is awesome. And then we've also got this Keldor, who is like the hero-type character from his universe. Kind of like in Crisis when there was the good guy Lex. And the art's really nice. Art's great, man. Look at that art. It's got this great kind of old-school feel to it. Mighty Spector, how'd he get in there? That was unexpected. Unexpected. Man, this book is really, really fun. Tapper's a Grayskull. Oh, yeah. That's from the 2000X toy line. I'm trying to get you guys a creative team here without spoiling anything. All right, I'm gonna go too much further because I'm feeling it's gonna spoil something. All right, I'm not gonna show you anything else. I don't want to show you anything else because I don't want to ruin anything. Dan Fraga, we'll just say that's who it is because, yeah, I don't want to tell you too much that's happened in the book. Good book, man. All right, and that's it for this week. Kind of a lighter week, but some interesting stuff regardless. I'm gonna look forward to borrowing that from Blaze at some point and reading it. Give this a... Who knows what's going on with that? This is going to keep falling. Hey, come on now. Why you do that? And then we got this. Who knows? This is probably the most exciting thing for me this week, that 180 reprint. What'd you guys pick up? Leave a comment down below and let me know. If you enjoy the videos, like, subscribe, notify. And hopefully we'll get back on live streaming and stuff soon. I would like to do a live stream because, speed of He-Man, I guess the end of Motu Classics is upon us with that final wave that are based on the 87 He-Man movie. While I'm not buying any of those, I would like to kind of give our thoughts about the line overall, and because that's what started us out in doing YouTube videos, was the He-Man line. That was 12 years ago, something like that. So it'd be kind of nice capper for the channel to just give our final thoughts on the Motu Classics line. So maybe for a live stream or something, we'll do that at some point. All right, I've rambled long enough. See you guys. Bye.